right, everybody, we're back again, once again, and this time we got the whole trio. I got the mysterious man, and
What's up, everybody?
I got the shadow man,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
and today we are gonna attack. I don't want to say attack. No. All right, let me rephrase that.
Talk about.
We're gonna try to learn from the mistakes of others, and right now, there is a comedian. I'm sure you know his name. We're gonna try not to use his name as much as possible, but I'm sure you know his name and you know his origin. I'll just say he's from India. And about him and his wife, he's been with her for about 10 years. And unfortunately, she has got online and has her own little podcast. And this is why you shouldn't have women. Your wife, you shouldn't, not women in general, but you shouldn't really have your wife out there saying things which become extremely disrespectful for her husband, you know. So I'm gonna ask right now both of these men what they would do and how they would deal with a similar situation. So we'll go with Mr. Shadow Man first. You ready? Here comes the question.
Yep.
All right. So the question is this: what would you do if you had your girl and she, you guys, I guess you guys keep your stuff pretty private, but all of a sudden she wants to go online and she wants to expose what goes on privately with you guys and also speak about her past when she has already told you that she was a virgin, and then she goes out and it slips out of her tongue that she was definitely not a virgin when she first met you. So what would you do?
Me personally, I would leave her because she lied to me, disrespected me, and I can't tolerate that.
Okay. I mean, you wouldn't want to try to work it out or anything?
Nah, dude.
No.
After learning about that, I don't think it's ever gonna get out of your mind. I think that'll be with every man.
Okay.
Like if a girl tells you that she's been with this many men, you'll never like forget about it. Like you always, I don't know, it's always in your mind because of how like disgusting it is.
Okay.
Don't slut shame these women. They could do no wrong, bro.
Hey, some men don't care, but me personally,
Oh man,
I don't know about you, but
hey,
I don't know about you, but
even 304s deserve respect. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, all right. So now you've already answered the question and what you would do, and you definitely wouldn't tolerate that. That's just great. This is a great position that you're on. So now the question becomes is, if let's say you saw your friend doing that, like you say you see one of us doing that, what would you do?
I would tell them the same thing. Or I wouldn't like force it on them. I'll say like think about it like really hard. That she's like disrespecting you, saying all these things online, and he has to realize like that's not right. She's a liar. Just sit down, see what he thinks, and if he says no or says yes, like it doesn't really matter. But it's up to him. I'm not gonna force it on someone, you know. They don't want to. They don't want to.
Okay, so you're saying it's like you did your part of the bro code, which is you brought it up to light.
I'm not gonna like keep forcing it on them.
Got you. Okay, well, I mean that's a good friend. To me personally, I would want to.
Yeah,
know
I'm looking out for him.
Yeah. So that's reasonable. Yeah, that's logical. It makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so one last question that I would have then after that is, how do you recuperate after that type of humiliation?
Honestly, I have no idea. That probably takes like years to forget. I don't know. Honestly, that'll never get out of my head. I
Okay.
don't know if I could ever recover from that.
Yeah, it's hard to recover
Nah,
after.
no, I don't think I could ever can. No, I don't. No, no way.
All right. Now let's
You
move
just
on.
don't look at her the same.
You don't. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't.
you see, like the very man, you just can't look at the girl the same.
No, we're a little different. we can't we can't do all that. All right.
Yeah.
So let me jump on to Mr. Mysterious Man and ask him the exact same questions.
Okay.
So what would you do if your girl did that?
Damn. I would not tolerate that either. Not one bit. And in my opinion, that sort of thing is not something that you could just forgive, because when anybody, a man or a woman, if a betrayal like that takes place, then that just shows, even putting just the emotional aspect of it aside, logically speaking, how can you trust somebody that has displayed such untrustworthiness? You can't do it. You'd be a fool to forgive that, and you'd be a fool to give that a second chance. So I would say no, definitely no turning back from that. But I mean, I do have another quick question though about that scenario. Now, assuming before I got into a marriage with a girl like that, was I aware of how she is, or did she just show her true colors after the fact?
Well, okay, from what I've gathered, the small and from small little research that I've done of the situation, he was blinded by what they consider love.
The rose-colored glasses. So his own obliviousness took over then.
Yeah, so it's more along the lines of his own doing. If you really think about it, it's his own doing. And this is the reason. This is the reason why we're having this conversation, is because he needs to take accountability. For what he's
married
done.
A girl like that.
That's a very important point, because if you don't see it, then it's your own fault. It's like saying, hey, don't walk down the middle of the street with, $3,000 hanging out of your pocket. Why would you do that?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a bad idea.
Shoot.
Right? So then he met this girl, and I guess you have to also understand that most guys don't understand the manipulation that women do. They just don't get it. It doesn't click to them, because they're so stuck in the fairy tale of I am in love that I will accept anything from this person. And unfortunately, when you do that, you forget yourself and you put them in the pedestal. And that's where literally the biggest mistake of majority of men falls right then and there, is they forget themselves in order to please somebody else. And that is the biggest mistake you can do to yourself, because like I always ask the question is, if she's looking out for her and I'm looking out for her, who the hell is looking out for me? So
exactly,
I always ask myself that question. So in that situation, he didn't see the signs. I'm sure he was not educated on understanding what a 304 is like, or a promiscuous girl, how they act. All he was stuck on was whatever she says is true. So regardless of what he may have seen, he was more worried about what he was hearing. Because that's another factor that comes in, is when you have these men who, they look like males, right? They look like males. But they're not really considered men, because they still haven't learned what the structure of a man is, right? So what happens is these women come into their lives, they become weaker instead of becoming stronger. and as they become weaker, the woman unfortunately becomes stronger, and it creates a giant disbalance, to the point where the woman is telling you what to do, what to buy, what to wear, how to cut your hair, how to, all these crazy things that and you're like, yes honey, yes honey, yes, and then unfortunately she already does not respect you, and the more you keep doing the things she says, the more she's gonna disrespect you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not even being a wife. That sounds more like having a tyrannical mother. You know, that's twisted.
Well, there you go. So then when you now you're almost understanding along the lines of what's going on with this situation is what has happened is, at least from my point of view, is that his father was not really there to guide him, and the American women, the westernized woman, is way more devious and way more cunning and way more manipulative compared to other women from other countries or other hemispheres. And it's because they have learned the way of, this is gonna get me something, so this is practically the work I gotta put in to get what I need. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of these women, they'll go through a whole bunch of men, a whole bunch of them, and they'll latch on to that one poor guy that believes all her delusional lies, and she'll sink her little claws into him and not let him go, which is practically what happened to this guy. It's literally what happened to him.
He fell for the trap.
He fell for
That's
the
really
trap.
unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question. Does it?
Yes, it does. So with that being said, I confidently will say that I would not have fell for that, because what I look for the most before I even consider that L word is the conduct, the way how, not even necessarily in just finding a significant other, but even in friends. If you got to get to know somebody reasonably well first before you get too close to them, right? So you could tell, you know what I mean? If you're just keeping your wits up, you're keeping an eye on somebody, you could smell a snake. If you just really keep your eyes open and really pay attention. So no, I wouldn't have fell for that. But, just for the sake of hypotheticals, though, if that did happen, then my answer would be no, I would not tolerate it. No, I would not forgive it. And how would I recuperate from it? I don't know. I guess I'm not too sure what I would do, but I know that I would blame myself, because I would have the sense to know that my bad judgment got me into that situation.
Okay. Also, I have something to add on to that. As you said, you can see the snakes. I want to say what's up to Big Joe, and also say that you also can spot the weasels. So just it's up to us as men to protect ourselves. Especially from these type of people who are we'll call them vampires for the moment, where they just jump into your life and just keep taking and taking and taking, and they just they suck you dry, and not in the good way. So it's and that's the main part. As men, we really have to protect ourselves in that aspect, because we have to be able to see everything. And of course, in hindsight, everything's 2020. But I'm sure from what I see in this situation, this guy would probably do the exact same thing over again, exactly as he did now. So the thing is, he hasn't learned his lesson yet. He doesn't really understand it, and the crazy thing is this, is he has his own podcast, and he goes and talks about other men and how they are cucks and how they are being, talks a lot about, the guys on the red pill side, talks a lot about how they're crazy, and how they're so aggressive, and that's not a real man, and he says all these things. So he has created somewhat of turbulence about his image because he goes and says these things, and then when the truth came out, his wife was the one that actually spoke about it. It makes him look terrible. And the worst part of it is now he is trying to, instead of him taking accountability and saying, you know what, I messed up, I chose the wrong girl, and him waking up and wising up, he's trying to put himself to sleep as far as possible and never wake up, because now he's out there defending this situation.
I think that just made things worse.
Exactly.
Ah, man. Yeah, that's making things
Yeah,
worse.
the internet's talking about
pathetic.
it. Everyone's just roasting the guy for how can he, like, out of all the girls he picked that one.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
it's the fact that he doesn't understand, and he can't take accountability is what everybody really is attacking, because they are attacking him. So
he just keeps on defending it, but I feel like it's not leading him anywhere. It's like it's not helping him at all.
Personally, I think he's just making it worse. Personally,
Yeah, because I think he knows it's wrong, but he's just still defending it because that's what he feels like it's right.
Because it's not even that he thinks it's right, dude. It's just that his pride is hurt so bad. He's trying to cling on to what's left of it by trying to say to the world, or to whoever's listening to this situation, that he's into that or whatever, that she did no wrong and that he's not hurt by it, whatever. It's just the last stand for his pride. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, that reminds me of another podcaster.
Whoa, you're not talking about me, are you?
Oh, you know the guy Adam 22?
Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want to bring that up, but he's kind of.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know. I think that's worse.
Yeah, that guy's way worse.
That's worse. That is worse.
Never ever.
I'll ever be like that guy.
No, that is. Oh God, no.
I can't believe. No, I can't say.
Yeah, I'd rather. Let's just. That one's. How should we say? That
could be another episode.
I think that guy's a lost cause, though. There's no coming back from that. That guy's completely gone. He's useless, practically. And his wife knows that, so that's why she does what she does. And the fact that you have kids is
it's gonna be bullied so hard.
It's gonna be
I'm gonna feel bad for him.
Terrible. And okay, so then we go back to that part right there. Is this guy, right? The comedian. He's going around defending himself. Unfortunately, the only one that is hurting is the people around him that actually care for him. His family. He's making them look really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And imagine, even all his friends, or what he considers friends, they tried to defend him, but there's no defense. I mean, it's all scrambled.
No.
You
would have to lie about it.
It's you can't. I mean, to me that's the most devastating part, is there's no defense here. There's nothing to defend. Absolutely nothing. What can you defend, bro? Like, you're getting taken advantage of. She makes videos of you taking her shopping and buying the most expensive thing just because she feels like it. She tells you straight to your face, I do not cook for you. I just don't like to. I do not clean, and I won't. So hire somebody else. And he wants to have a kid, but she's pushing it off as much as possible. You see what I'm saying? So
how can he tolerate that?
Oh, that's insane, man. And then he makes a joke about it, like it's a joke, but it's not a joke.
She's being serious.
She's being dead serious, but then she laughs it off, so he has to kind of laugh it off. He has to play along. because that's what they've been living for the last 10 years. You know, that's craziness to me. And then on top of that, she said, if we do have a baby, I'm gonna have a surrogate. That's like,
Wow.
you don't want my genes. That's not love. That's gone. The respect.
Nah, dude, that girl has to be using them. There's no way.
Oh, definitely. No, and then there's other videos where she comes out and says, "Oh, if we have a kid, then if it's a boy, he's gonna be soft." I'm like, damn.
What?
Can you imagine if a girl said that to me? I would be like, "Oh, you really hurt whatever's left of my feelings. Whatever is left of my heart, you just crushed it."
She wants the kid to be just like him.
And literally she said that, right? So it's like, you know, and I mean, she said all kinds of other stuff, like when she was in college, how she'd get trained, and, you know, her anus with her after, I don't know, whatever act she did.
I don't know, that's crazy to admit to the internet.
Yeah. So, you know, when you mix it all together, it's like, wow, what a devastating situation, you know, to be in, because this woman has totally controls him and has ran him through them. And then this is the worst part. So she gets on the podcast or whatever other podcast she can get on, and she will talk crap about him, disrespect him, and then he'll turn around, and wherever he is in public and they'll ask him about it, he'll say how wonderful she is.
Wow.
At this point, he's into that.
You know, it kind of sounds very similar. Kind of sounds similar to that situation with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Right? Yeah. Is there any similarities there? Do you guys remember that? I don't really remember that story.
I feel like she tells them what to say when they're on cameras.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She looks at him, and then he knows.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are just weak men, to be honest with you. They're just weak men who have no self-esteem. They got nothing left. They literally they got no soul left. They're just surviving, I guess, or being alive. That's it. You know, they got all this money. They got millions upon millions, and that goes to show you that money is not everything. It's not.
No, it ain't.
These guys are millionaires that we're talking about. Millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right.
They still get treated worse than any poor guy at a drive-thru.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know?
That's why I'm not gonna bother killing myself trying to just live for money my whole life, man. As long as I got enough to live comfortably, my family and me, then I'm good.
Yeah. I mean that's another subject, but you know, it's the point is that these guys, yes, they worked really hard. Yes, some girl now is gonna take half of everything they work hard for. That's just, it is what it is. There's nothing new about that. But on top of that, you let it happen. That's where the point lies right there, is they actually let that happen to them. You know, they weren't able to see what was happening. They weren't able to see the deception. They weren't able to see the lies. They weren't able to connect the dots. I mean, I'm talking, that's like, come on, man. How did you not see that? Like, how do you not know that your girl's a 304 or used to be one? You know? and like the old saying says, is you can I don't want to say it. Never mind. Because I want to say something. Yeah, I don't want to say it. Let me rephrase it. Let me retake that one. But let's just say there's
the rated G version.
Yeah, there's some people that aren't gonna change, and if that's what they were before, and then that's what they'll be now, and you can't take it out of them. Only they can change.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it's to me it's very unfortunate, because the only one he's hurting really is himself and everybody who actually cares about him. You know, we're not here to talk down upon the man. he's already in a bad situation. No offense to him, he may have millions, he may have fame, but I'm in a better state than he is mentally. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no, the fact that it's online too, it's just
yeah, it's a very sad situation, you know. So I can't talk more down on him because it's not gonna make me feel any better, but we can learn from it, and that's what we're talking about, is learning from his mistakes, because a wise man learns from others' mistakes, you know. And if he's smart, he'll learn this mistake, but if he stays in that situation, unfortunately he's a dummy. And you know, you can learn a lot from a dummy, unfortunately. So you know, it's up to us to be able to see the situation and be able to, you know, we don't have to dissect it to, you know, to a point where it's completely humiliating the guy, but we can take lessons from it and learn. You know, you start seeing the signs, start seeing, is she really there for me, or is she there for what I'm about to be? You know, because I'm sure she saw something in him and said, this is good enough for right now. If I find another guy that's, you know, better looking or whatever, I'm gonna go with him. He became, you know, he started doing his comedy, he became famous on it. I'm sure he worked really hard on it. I'm sure he did it all himself, and look where he's at now. You know, excuse me. Business wise, he's doing excellent. You know, unfortunately, he has that anchor on him, or that ball and chain, I guess we'll call it for right now, where he really doesn't matter where he moves, he's gonna get attacked. You know, because and again, the solution is take accountability. But you know, this woman told him, hey, because he told her, I guess, I'm a virgin, and she turned around and said, oh, I'm a virgin too, you know. And so and he believed it, you know. He I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, that's so wrong.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
bad boy. Bad boy.
I apologize, excuse me, I shouldn't be laughing at that. But she has become his demise, really, literally. So and even I'm sure you guys didn't see his last comedy stand-up you know, show, but I saw like the first 2 to 3 minutes because, you know, people were talking about it online, and I went to go see it, and I was I saw a broken man. That's what I saw. I saw a defeated man. That's literally what I saw. And I only saw maybe about 5 minutes, and then I was like, ooh, this guy is just, he's just trying to hang on from whatever he can. Because
was this after the controversy?
Right after the controversy. That was his last one that I saw. And I think
maybe it does secretly. Maybe he secretly doesn't like you. Huh?
Well, I'm secretly,
like, if he does, like, if he's down, you know, I think, like,
I mean, yeah, you're right. He could be a cook. We don't know.
But he's like afraid to like leave, you know.
I think that's where the problem lies right there. He's afraid to leave.
Yeah.
Because okay, so like, you know, I don't know about Mysterious Man, but you and I come from a similar place where, you know, we look for a relationship, we look for a wife, and we, you know, put very much emphasis in what a marriage should be. You know, we really work on it, and we try to make it work and try to create our family and keep our family together, right? That's how we're taught, right?
Same here.
Oh, okay, so you too. So we're taught to keep the family together, and you know, outside we may show something else, but inside we're all together no matter what, you know. So that might be also, he's from, I believe he's from India, right? Yeah, he's from eastern part of the world. So, you know, I don't know exactly how the culture is over there, but from what I know is they also have a big giant emphasis on what a marriage should be, and how you should work it out and stay together with them. So that might
Yeah.
also be another factor as to, his upbringing may be a factor as to why he is still there.
That can make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could
where he
be.
grew up. Yeah, or what he was taught. Yeah.
Because I heard this old saying, the way how you're brought up makes or breaks you.
It's
So,
it's breaking him.
right? Yeah, it's breaking. I mean, I take no pleasure in saying that. I wish this dude wasn't going through that, but yeah, I mean, like you mentioned to me the other day, results are results, right? That's how it is.
Yep. It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate. The results are something we have to accept as men. We can't be delusional like women because again, nobody is gonna come and save us.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have to confront it and accept it, and it is what it is. Take accountability for it. And in a situation like that, I don't. Again, I think if he were to take accountability for it, it would solve a lot of his issues. But then we go back. We don't know. His upbringing may have a factor in it. Also, maybe his family is pushing him and telling him, "Oh no." Also, we don't know what she's telling him. She might be telling him all kinds of stuff that offline that we have no idea about. And she might be definitely she's a really good manipulator if you really think about it, because any guy, at least us, let's just say us, we find a girl that's doesn't want to cook, doesn't want to clean, doesn't want to have my kids, and then on top of that, there's a lot of videos of her kissing the dog, but turning away every time he tries to kiss her.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, did I leave
That's
that out?
cold.
I'm sorry, I left
Yeah,
that
you
out.
did leave that out.
I'm sorry, guys. I was waiting
Oh,
for the right
man.
moment to drop that on you.
Yeah.
Man, are you serious? Like,
Feel
Yes.
bad
dude,
for this
that is-
dude.
Numerous.
she's doing that on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Has to be.
Exactly. So now you guys understand though. It's like, okay, she's completely humiliating, dismantling, and disrespecting this man online in front of everybody else's eyes.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you see that, then you're like, you actually kind of feel bad for the guy. But at the same time, like I said, when you see him on his the last comedy set he did, it was just a broken man. That's all I saw. I saw a broken man who's in pain and who is being humiliated and can't come to the realization that it's time to let go. So he's just trying to grab
Yeah.
on. He really loves the image of her, I guess. I mean, that's all I can think about. Because that's no longer a marriage. That's useless. That's a useless person just taking up my air, And on top of that, she's wasting his money, his hard-earned money. And then she even comes out and says the stupidest thing I've ever heard from a woman is, "Your money is my money, and my money is my money." I would go out of my mind if some girl told me that. I would literally be like, "Look, here's a shovel. Go dig somewhere else. I'm gonna take you to the mountains and go dig over there, because I'm not having it today." Because I just, bro, that saying blows my mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Go ahead.
Wow. And I'm speechless by that.
Right? So it's like, imagine hearing all this. So then we go back to what you asked, Mysterious Man. You asked, did he not know? I think
Yeah.
he knew, he knows, he just doesn't want to believe it.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
The lack of acceptance of reality. That's one of the worst
Yeah.
things anybody could possibly do, man or woman.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and for a man, it's extremely devastating because you have now disappeared as a man. Inside of yourself, you have disappeared. You're no longer nothing, you know.
You're a shell.
Yeah.
That's terrible, man.
Exactly.
That is terrible.
And then now you understand what I saw in his last set. I saw a shell of a man.
Yeah.
That's literally what I saw.
That is really, damn, dude. That is, yeah, that's really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a rough situation, you know, because he could be doing so much better. I'm sure there's like 1,000,001 women out there that would be more than happy to serve him and be able to be there for him and do all the great things that this particular woman is not capable of.
Yeah.
And then that's another thing that's like, what are you doing? You know, like, bro, she already humiliated you. She disrespected you. She took you. She's gonna take your millions, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So why not go out with some dignity and cut ties with her, give her a
Yep.
sweet deal, and move on with your life and go and create your family. You know, because
Yep.
she doesn't want to have your kids. You guys aren't gonna have a family.
Yep.
You know, if you let's say I want to, let's just say, right? I'm with a girl. We've been together for the last 5 years. I'm gonna give it 5 years because usually that's when I know, okay, she can have my baby, right? And I tell her, okay, we're about to have a baby, and she turns around and says, oh well, I'm not, oh, what the, get out. What are you doing here? You know what I mean? What are we doing? Because if the one thing that I need from a woman is a child, right? That's the one thing I definitely need. And I can't get it from a guy, so I'm gonna get it from a woman. She's the only one that can make it happen for me. Well, let me take that back, because now there's also test tubes and laboratories, but we're not.
Yeah, but we're talking about the way that actually, the real, actual soulful way.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that out, though. Make sure nobody, comes out and says some dumb stuff. So, anyways, the traditional way that's the whole point, right? And for us to create a family and for us to be together and have our kids and have the kids grow up in a wonderful environment where the mother is there, where the father is there, and he's the structure. She's there to make sure that everybody's being nurtured correctly, right? But if she can't give me that, what use is she?
None.
Right? None. She's useless. If you now, there is women out there that really can't have children. We're not talking about them. That's that is something you could work around. That because she would most likely she really wants to have one. Unfortunately, she can't. We're not talking about that unfortunate situation. We're actually talking about the ones that can and don't. Because they don't respect the man enough to have their kid.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Very.
I could not be with a woman that tells me I'm not going to clean for you, I'm not going to cook for you, I'm not going to wash clothes for you, and I'm not having your kid. I would go out of my mind because I would be like, then what good are you?
Yeah, you gotta kick her out immediately.
Yeah. I don't care if I gotta give her $1 million to get the hell out. Here's $1 million, get the hell out. We're done. It's over.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Because it's more along the lines of this. I wasn't in a similar situation. Hold up. Let me rephrase that. I was nowhere near a similar situation. Nowhere near. But I did have a situation where there was a lot of ups and downs. And there were more downs than there were ups. I felt at that time I was extremely mentally young. So I could have led better. Unfortunately, I saw too much of the negative. So I walked away. As a man, I walked away. But if And I'm telling you right now, it was not cheap to walk away. It was not cheap. Not at all. But it was the best thing I could have done for myself. Because I showed myself that I have enough respect for myself to not let somebody else disrespect me like that.
Yep.
You know? And I am a way better man today than I was at that time. Because the man today would not tolerate the crap that was going on at that time. You know?
At least you learned your lesson.
Yes. And like, again, I'm not saying that nobody could be in this guy's situation. And that's my point. My point is we can all be in this situation. We all have a similar situation maybe that we have been in that's similar to what he's going through. The difference is we all wised up.
Yep.
Now the question for him is how long is it going to take him to wise up?
It depends on him.
Yeah.
He's the gatekeeper of his own destiny, as they say. So, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up to him.
So yeah, and that's another problem is if he's stuck in his delusion or her delusion, then how is he gonna get out if she's constantly in his ear?
I guess he'll never get out.
That's
Not as long as he stays a prisoner of her, you know, metaphorically speaking.
yeah.
Or if they get a divorce, but she gets half of what he owns.
I mean,
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you both. What would you do in that situation where, you know she's gonna take half anyways? What do? Do you walk away with your dignity, or do you stay with your tail between your legs?
Walk away with
Walk
dignity.
away with your dignity, man.
Because you could just get more of it.
Right?
See, but
uh-huh.
I'm the prenup guy anyways. So even before all this, I'd be covered. But I would, if I were in his exact situation, just walk.
Oh God! Now that you mentioned prenup, she came out and said, "Any guy that wants a prenup doesn't love you." That's literally what she said.
Course. Of course, using the same tactics.
It's just, you know, because these type of women will do anything and say, like, twist the words. I think they call it word gymnastics. Where they'll twist and turn the words to make them look like they're right, even though they're completely retarded. Sorry, excuse me, autistic. So, and then, you know, and then to finish it off, just to finish off the conversation, I don't know if you guys have seen the girl, but she's definitely not pretty. She's a 4, 5 at best. 5 at best.
Is that being generous?
I'm being generous because I'm sure with all that money she could get certain things done. So I'm gonna say 5 at most.
Wow.
Yeah. So she is not pretty. At least to not to my standards. And she, on top of that, she's obnoxious, and then her attitude, and then her disrespect, and then her entitlement, and then oh God, may the Lord help this poor man.
She's ugly in every way.
Yeah. Well, no, and
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, you brought up a good point. You brought up a really good point. Is that in his eyes, right? She's still beautiful because he's blinded. Us, when we first see her, right? We say, "Oh, she look all right." But then, when we start to get to know her, that 5 turns into a 4, then she turns into a 3, then she turns into a negative, insufferable human being that you don't want to be around. Right?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, that sounds like a straight succubus right there.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what that is, if you really think about that. So, again, we're not here to put down the man. We're here to learn from his mistakes. So I'm going to give you guys the last part of that and see what advice you would give any young man out there who may be getting manipulated by a similar type of woman, and what you should do to make sure to avoid it. I'm gonna let Mr. Shadow go first. Go ahead, sir.
All right, my advice is know the girl. Maybe you should ask about her past. You might not like it, but if you know, if she admits to it, then you'll know that you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff, and you know how she is. And I would say leave her before you guys get long term. And like how the podcaster we were talking about, he was too in love and he couldn't leave, and now he's in the situation that he's in.
Yeah.
Okay, Mysterious Man.
I will say always be vigilant no matter who you're with. Do not let the rose-colored glasses fool you. And keep your standards up. Don't let your standards get low. Don't let anybody fool you. And if you see distrustful behavior, stuff like that, then don't be a fool. Go, well, before any real damage happens. That's my advice.
Okay, and I will say, oh wow, I got so much to say actually, really, now that I think about it.
Get off your chest, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off my chest, bro. I have to do this. Just kidding.
Yeah.
If everybody tells you that your girl is ugly, believe everybody, because there comes a point where if everybody's telling you she's a 304, she's probably a 304. You know, if just one guy is telling you who really doesn't like you, then you could probably ignore it. But if all your close friends are telling you, bro, she got a past, and you can't get over that past, you can't get past the past. I like that one. So yeah, if you can't get past the past, then it's probably a good idea just to let it go. Be honest with yourself, because the more you hang on, the more you're hurting yourself, and the only one that ends up getting hurt is yourself. And I know it's cheaper to keep her, but believe me, for me, it was extremely expensive. But it was the best decision I could have done for myself, for my mentality, my clarity, my being. I'm actually myself now. I no longer have to worry about everybody else and how I'm supposed to maneuver around them. Now I'm just me. And there's things I do not tolerate, and there's things I don't put up with. And if you don't like that, goodbye. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
I'll move on. So if you see yourself in a bad situation and you see that it's not going to change no matter what, sometimes it's okay to let go. It really is. I know family is extremely important. I know it is. And you can stay for the kids. I understand that part too. But there comes a point where if you're hurting the kids, by you guys' bickering and arguing, then are you being there for the kids? You're actually just hurting the kid even more. Because they start to think that it's normal to see their parents argue, and then they grow up and they find a person that they argue with. So that's not normal. And
you gotta break the cycle.
Break the cycle. And in this situation, the guy got himself into this situation. He can't take accountability. He has ignored everybody, the whole world he has ignored. He only listens to the guys who validate his delusional state, which is, but she's really cool, isn't she? Oh yeah, bro, she's cool. No, those aren't really your friends, bro. And I know those guys are millionaires, and they all, bro, they're just sitting there waiting for your complete demise. They're the biggest weasels and snakes there is out there. Shout out to Joe. So I want to, just close it out with that. It's okay to let go sometimes and really think it through, because sometimes it might actually free you. And in a relationship, in a marriage, it's about being free. It's about yourself being free, your spirit being free inside that marriage, where you could totally be yourself. You know,
Yep.
where you're no longer the guy that's out there fighting for the world, fighting against the world, trying to survive and, you know, jump over obstacles and all this stuff. And, you know, whatever we do
That's
as
right.
men in the real world, when we go home, that's our haven. That's our place where we should be respected, where we feel the best at, where we are the role model. We are also the head of the household. We are the provider. We're proud of ourselves. Our family is proud of us. We are revered by our family. That's
Yep.
who we strive to be. And you can't be that if you have a very bad person next to you who's just waiting for you to break in half because they are doing the breaking. Okay?
That's
So
right.
I hope you guys listen to that, and I hope it really helps you guys out. It's okay to let go. All right, guys. So are we good with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, everybody say their piece.
All right. See y'all
Peace
later.
out.
Thanks for listening.
Peace out, guys.
All right, we out. Peace.